Okay, so this is a question that you guys are going to get in lots of different forms, but you guys are so confused by this question, and I probably have someone every week that's like, Ms. Evans, help me. So here I am, coming to save the day yet again. I know, well, I roll there. Anyway, so the first thing I need you to do when you do this question is don't even look at the bottom part yet. Focus on part A because you can't even look at part B until you've done part A. So I've already gone that and done that, and you need to plot the points or identify the points um, of the second set of the figure. Just cops everywhere today, y'all. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so D. Oh gosh, I can't remember what that thing is called. Anyway, so the second one is over here, right? So I plotted the points where D is negative 8, 1, and then the second one is 1, 8. And then E is negative 6, 7, and the second one is 7, 6. And then F is negative 2, negative 3, and the second one is negative 3, negative 2. Now, some of you guys have already started to see the pattern in this just of me saying it. So you guys are like, what pattern are you talking about? So what you're going to do here is you're going to determine, it says, how has this shape moved? Now, if you read the question, it says the triangle is rotated counterclockwise. Okay. If it is a rotation of one of these, some variation of 90 or something like that, you're like 90, 180, 270, 360, you're typically going to have the same numbers just in a positive or negative form. It's going to make sense when we talk about it. If it has been translated, which is a lot of the ones some of you guys are seeing, the numbers are not going to be the same. Okay, so notice that this is a rotation, so you should expect to see the same numbers. And look at there, wouldn't you see? These numbers are essentially the same, just in different orders and negative and positives and such. But we're going to talk about that. So because of that, little important fact, we're just gonna run into it. So because we're not really looking at addition of numbers of something plus something or something times something, we're just gonna go and just see like what is happening. So let's just start with D, and it says negative 8, 1, right? So again, this is my X and this is my Y, and then this is now my X and this is now my Y. Okay, so I'm going from negative 8 to 1. Okay, and then my Y is going from 1 to 8. Okay, so if you see that, there's some switcheroos of some stuff. So you need to identify what exactly is happening here, that's happening in all of these. Because once you figure out one, you're going to see that they're the same in all of them. It's sort of like a check after you figure out the first one. So anyway, negative 8 here, right? That 8 is then going to go to the Y value. Okay, so it's going to go X, and then it's going to go to Y, but the sign changes, right? It goes from negative 8 to positive 8. So it is the opposite of what is already there, okay? So it goes from X to negative Y, okay? And then I'm going to look at the next one, right? I have 1, right? My 1 goes there, and then it goes um, to my X value. So it goes my Y, then goes to from 1 to 1, but it just switches its place. So you're going to have XY, which is your original, to negative YX. Probably wrote that out in a little bit of a confusing manner, but there we go. So this is my rule that I've come up with. And now you just have to see if it fits with the other one, because sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't, and then you just have to tweak it a little bit to figure it out. So let's look at it again. I have my X and my Y. Oh, let me go put this in a different color. X and Y, right? And then my X should move, as like I've said before, my X is going to move to the Y position. So if this is true, then my negative 6 should turn into the opposite of what's already there. So negative 6. Okay? So we got that. And then I have my 7, which is there. and that should just move to the x place. My y should move to the x. So you see how that works there? So my -6 turned into 6, and then my y moved to the x value place. Okay? And then I'm going to check it again with the last one. So I have -2 right there, and then my -2, according to my rule here that I wrote out, should move to the y value place. So my x should go to the y value and be the opposite, the negative version of that. So negative -2 is now positive. And then my y value is just going to move, no changes in sign, to the x value place. Okay, so now that we understand that, yes, this is the rule that works for all three of these, I'm just going to find xy to -yx and identify it on the thing. Oh, hold on. I know someone found it before me, and it's this one. Sorry, there's just so many options. So you have xy goes to -y x, and that is your answer. I know it takes a little bit of time, but once you get a hang of it, you can be like, oh, okay, I see what it is. But this is just sort of the longer explanation and the thought process that goes behind it. But again, remember, this one specifically is a rotation, so the numbers are just going to switch its little position a little bit. So it's a little harder than translation, because the translation, it just moves and you're adding or subtracting essentially the values of the numbers. But this one, the numbers and their signs are going to change, if that makes sense. Okay, anyway, good luck. Let me know if you need any help.